However, Scripture also places ultimate assurance elsewhere. Human systems may obscure truth temporarily, but they do not define its final outcome. Luke 8:17 says, "Nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest." This creates a stabilizing conclusion in biblical thought. Even when human systems fail in transparency, truth itself is not lost. It is only delayed. And that is where Scripture consistently anchors hope, not in perfect human disclosure, but in the certainty that truth ultimately remains under God's governance and will not remain concealed forever. Now we will move on to the free AI version without an account, that is. When governments, topic number 6, when governments, nations, and institutions conceal truth. When we move into questions about governments or large institutions hiding truth, whether for national security, fear, suppression of rival groups, religious bias, protection of power, or control of influence, the moral principles of Scripture remains the same, even if the scale is larger. The Bible does not present governments as morally neutral spaces. Romans 13:3-4 describes governing authority as meant to serve good. For rulers are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad, for he is God's servant for your good. That is the ideal purpose of authority, protection of justice, not manipulation of truth. However, Scripture also recognizes that human authority is fallen and can be corrupted. Throughout the Old Testament, kings and rulers frequently suppress truth for power. For example, Ahab and Naboth in 1 Kings 21, the pattern is consistent. When power detaches from truth, injustice follows. So, if we consider the scenarios, whether suppression of truth to avoid embarrassment, to silence certain groups, to prevent reputational loss, or to maintain control, Scripture would evaluate them through several principles.